Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ask the Coach with Coach Coy, and today we have a question from an old friend of the gym, Terry. And Terry's question is about her eating habits. She used to train in the morning, but now she trains in the evening, and she doesn't know if she can eat after her workout. She says she has a scoop of protein post-workout, but it doesn't really tide her over. So Coach Coy, can you give her some suggestions on can she eat, how can she eat, what are your suggestions?
Well, what you've got to look at is 90-minute window after you work out is the prime time for recovery. So, having that scoop of protein is great right after you work out. You want to have, immediately after you work out, a 2-to-1 ratio of carbohydrates to protein. So if you're going to have 20 grams of protein, you need about 40 grams of carbohydrates. That's going to help replenish your glycogen in your muscles and also in your liver, and also enhancing recovery. Now, I know, if you're trying to lose weight, you got to be carb conscious. So what you would have after that, so you definitely want a little bit of carbs, but the meal immediately after that, especially since you're going to go to bed, you don't need any extra carbs. So there's no pasta, there's no bread, there's no oatmeal, there's no potatoes. What I would do is then follow up your post-workout shake with a meal of protein. So you could have any type of meat. Okay. Now, if you want to have a little more satiety, you can go with a red meat that's not as lean. So like 93% ground beef or 93% ground turkey would be great. Have that with vegetables, so you can pretty much eat the vegetables in a very good quantity. You don't want corn, you don't want peas, any type of leafy green vegetables or broccoli or cauliflower, something like that, and you can eat that as a pretty good amount. And what that's going to do is you're going to have a little higher fat, you're going to have some fibrous carbohydrates that's going to get you full. And as you're full, then you won't be hungry when you go to bed. So the nice thing is you've already had your post-workout with a little bit of carbohydrates. Now you have protein with a little higher fat, and then you're also going to have a little bit of starchy or fibrous carbs with it, but no starch. Last thing you could do to top that off, I eat a lot of fish oil, and fish oil is great for your heart, for your hair, for your nails. Stays off cardiovascular disease, brain disorders. So I usually have about 4 grams of omega-3 fatty acids along with my final meal before bed.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick, and this will go, I guess, a little more broad, but what's your take on can you eat before you go to bed? Because some people talk about there's a window, like, I can't eat 3 hours before bed, or so. Give me your take on that.
There's no steadfast science saying that you can't eat before you go to bed. What you don't want to do is in the evening, when your metabolism's the lowest, you don't need a big dinner. You don't need a lot of carbohydrates. Why? Because you're not doing anything. You're just going to lay around. You're going to do nothing. Okay, so can you eat before you go to bed? You know what? Traditionally, a lot of times when I'm in a heavy training state, or even if I was in a trying to lose weight state, I would take in a slow releasing protein immediately before bed. Why? Because that helps me keep from slipping into what we call catabolism, breaking down muscle tissue while you sleep. So you take in a slow releasing protein like calcium caseinate or a micellar casein, maybe even a little bit of egg protein. Those would be good. But the micellar casein or the calcium caseinate, those are really slow acting. It takes about 8 hours for them to digest. So that's going to keep your muscles or your body full of amino acids while you sleep. So you're not going to break down muscle tissue while you sleep. Now, if you don't eat before you go to bed, well, now that's called when you wake up in the morning, you break the fast. So the longer you've gone without food, the more fasted you become. Okay, your amino acid pools fall down. You wake up ravenously hungry, and then you're going to deaminate some protein if you're not careful. So if you're training really hard or you're in a restrictive state trying to lose weight, you've got to have enough protein available so that you can keep your body from eating itself when it needs calories and when it needs food. So can you eat before bed? Yeah, of course you can. Do you need to eat a big, you're going to sit down. I know some clients of mine like to sit down and have a bowl of ice cream, maybe some Pop-Tarts. You guys know what I'm talking about. And that doesn't work real well because that all gets stored right here in the old belly factory. Okay, we don't want that. So if you don't want that, quit eating that junk. Have some fiber, have some protein. At your last meal, before bed, a slow releasing protein like calcium caseinate or a micellar casein.
So give me a quick idea, again, with a slow releasing protein. So whey as we know is not
whey is
right.
Very fast. Egg and milk protein's a little slower.
So something like cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese would be a perfect one to do.
So like cottage cheese and a fruit, or cottage cheese.
I wouldn't have any fruit. No, you don't want to have fruit
because of the calories.
Because you don't need any extra calories. But what you could do, you could have a cup of cottage cheese, okay, and some salsa. Okay, so you got a little taste in there. Yes, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But you know what? That's a really slow releasing protein because it's all from a casein-based protein, and it's going to keep you from going catabolic while you sleep. So if you're trying to lose weight, it's great. If you're trying to gain muscle, it's also great. So anybody, if you're not in one of those, hey, guess what? That's pretty much everybody, right? So have a little protein before you go to bed.
Awesome, guys. That's another episode of Ask the Coach. If you have any questions, hit us up on Facebook, clubfitness24.com. Thanks a lot. Till next time.